Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Josh Mansfield, a teacher with the Demon, and with me is Nathan Fox, one of the founders of LSATdemon.com and the weekly podcast Thinking LSAT. Nate, our email today comes from Carl with the question of what's the best choice?
Hi, Ben and Nathan. I've seen a lot of law school admissions workers at T14 schools state that they really want to know 4 things about an applicant. Will they succeed at our school? Are they employable? Why law? And why now? I come from a legacy of lawyers. My dad's a lawyer, my sisters are lawyers, and my grandpa was a lawyer. We have a family law firm, and my last name is the name of the firm.
Legacy.
says Carl. I'm struggling to decide if that's going to make my application stronger or potentially weaker. No, not weaker. Only stronger, dude. Carl says, I could raise a few eyebrows. It could make me seem entitled or that my reasons for law school aren't as legitimate as other applicants. Oh, don't worry about that, dude. I don't want these schools to think that I'm only doing law because of some family tradition or that I was pressured or even that other people want this for me more than I do, parentheses, which is not true. But it also shows that regardless, I'm likely going to be employed. Yeah, bingo.
Yeah. You mean the thing that they report?
But is there a chance this could backfire? Any suggestions on how to go about it? Well, go about what? What are you talking about? Go about. I don't get it. Like you're applying to law school, right? You're going to apply with the best LSAT you can get. Presumably, you have good undergraduate grades. Law school is generally for good students, and it's for, like the people who are going to be successful. The schools, by the way, when the schools ask that question, I really want to know whether you're going to be successful at our school. Well, guess what they look at? They look at your undergraduate transcripts and your LSAT score, because that's the best measure they have to compare you versus some other student. Let's look at the scoreboard. How did they do in undergrad? And if they did poorly in undergrad, then they're going to have big red flags about whether you're going to be successful in law school. LSAT can frequently bail you out even if you did get poor undergraduate grades, because LSAT at least indicates that you've got the horsepower or the stick-to-itiveness to study and, achieve, because people can improve their LSAT score by 25, 30 points. Like that happens. If you've got the LSAT and the GPA, then they are no longer worried about whether you're going to be successful at your school. Employability is a big one, because U.S. News now does include employment of the graduates when they're ranking law schools. That could always change. This was something that only popped up in the last couple of years, that they started using employment. But when your grandpa was a lawyer and your name is on the firm, and your dad's a lawyer, your sisters are lawyers, they're going to consider that to be more or less a slam dunk on the employability part of things. So this is only helping you. As far as the why law and why now, I don't think they give a shit about that nearly as much as they say they do. You're not a questionable, the fact that you know lawyers, that's why law. Because you know lawyers, because your family has a damn law firm. That's why law. So that you've already maxed out the best possible answer for that.
Did you work at that firm? If so, I want that firm on your resume, and I want it to say, whatever your last name is, firm. I want to see that. Yeah, 100%. Put that on there.
Yeah, you don't need to be shy about this.
No, but now
this is not going to backfire. This is only going to be in your favor.
I would have to think that an admissions department that sees somebody who's going into this with their eyes wide open will always prefer that. Right?
The incentives are wildly stacked in favor of them to love an applicant like this.
Yeah.
Because they want a new library built. They want donations from alums, who else is going to donate to the law school besides some legacy of a successful law firm?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
They want placement not just for you, but after you're out of school, their other students, right?
They want access to your dad's firm. They
Yep.
they want to recruit all the paralegals at your dad's firm. They want to place their graduates in your dad's firm. I mean, they want to deepen relationships with successful law firms. So the why law, why now thing, that's like if you were a concert trombonist. You've been in the Disneyland marching band for the last 15 years, and now you're applying to law school. They're going to be like, wait, what now? Like, you're a professional musician. Why law and why now? Like, what is, but they're not asking you those questions. They're,
No.
you look like a K through JD who has a family of lawyers. They don't have those kinds of questions about you.
Yeah.
Write a personal statement that highlights your achievements. Show them a resume and transcript that show that you have kicked ass professionally and academically. Show them an LSAT score that indicates you are smart and hardworking. And sky's the limit here. This isn't even close to a red flag at all. Now, you could make it a red flag if you had bad grades and a bad LSAT. Now it's a red flag. Now you start to look entitled. Now you start to look like, oh boy, here's this rich kid. Not really serious about it. Look, they didn't take their undergraduate seriously. They haven't taken the LSAT seriously.
Or a personal statement that doesn't focus on their achievements.
Personal statement that's just bragging about your dad instead of talking about what you did. That would be bad. Letter of recommendation from your dad or your sister instead of a letter of recommendation from a professor or a boss.
Yeah.
Those kinds of red flags. Like there's ways that you can make a million errors of judgment, but presumably you're not going to do that. You're from a family of lawyers. You're going to, presumably you got good grades and you've got this great LSAT and you're going to have strong professional or academic references. No, slam dunk. You're good.
Thanks for writing in, Carl. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.